The first tip on article publication is the Hi everyone, this is Gordon and today I'm going to talk about how to publish law articles as a student in law school. I know recently, due to the coronavirus, you guys are gonna stay at home. I think it's a good opportunity for you to actually try to write something, to publish articles in academic journals. That would be a very good achievement on your CV. Publishing articles helped me in at least two ways. Firstly, it helped me get into the master's degree at Cambridge. Having a publication on my CV helps me stand out because not too many other candidates will have done the same during their law school years. And secondly, my publication also helps me with my law firm interviews in London because when it comes to your hobbies or interests, the fact that I wrote articles in some very interesting areas, for example, outer space, draw the attention of the partners during an interview. How to start writing legal articles? It's difficult, honestly, because when I was in my first year of law school, I didn't know how to write at all. I got almost, a 2-2 in my legal and research writing classes. I had no clue how to be a good writer, and it took a while for me to figure out all those tips and techniques in legal writing. During my undergraduate law degree, I published around 3 to 4 articles in different journals in Asia and Europe as well, in the UK as well, and also I published 2 book chapters. The first tip on article publication is the topic. Topic is the most important thing for your article. I would say usually I dedicate quite a number of hours on researching the topics to see whether this particular area of law is rarely discussed by other scholars, so that it may need more kind of literature in that area, so that when I publish an article in that niche area, it will definitely draw more attention because there are not too many people doing the same in that area of law, so that I can provide some more innovative insight into that area. I will give you 2 examples. Firstly, for my dissertation in law school, that article is a comparative analysis between the doctrine of frustration under the Hong Kong English contract law and the German contract law. And I could hardly see anyone publishing an article in that area. So I think a good starting point is a comparative analysis between 2 jurisdictions, because that's usually the case that when you're from a different country, you can publish a brand new article in this topic without anyone else doing the same, so that you can definitely stand out when you submit that article for publication in any academic journals around the world. And my second example would be that during my final year of law school, I actually converted a 3,000 word article on criminal law into a 10,000 word article that was published in one of the best legal journals in Asia as well. That article is worth noting because the topic I work on is about the punishment of juvenile drug offenders in Hong Kong, because they could easily be imprisoned for more than 10 years for just trafficking in a very small amount of drugs. So basically, I applied the international principle regarding the rights of children and juvenile offenders to the context of Hong Kong, in the context of Hong Kong law, to actually argue that the current criminal justice model in Hong Kong is not reasonable in terms of how they punish juvenile drug offenders. So it's also a very interesting topic because I haven't seen anyone doing a similar kind of thing in the context of my country, so that I published article in that particular area. So the first thing, as I just discussed, is about the topic. So the second thing you need to care about is there are actually 3 sources of articles that you could actually publish. What does that mean? So firstly, you can focus on your dissertation or your thesis. You may be asked to write maybe 10,000 or 12,000 word dissertation during your law school on a very specific and niche area of law. Try to pick a very interesting topic or a topic that relates to your career exploration, maybe in commercial law, contract law, international law, etc. After that, try to develop that dissertation into an article that is of publishable quality, because that's the easiest way. You have a supervisor overseeing the whole process, and you can get all the resources and advice from those professionals to help you develop this article into a scholarly piece. And secondly, you may also look for your law assignments. Usually law schools may ask you to write an assignment of about 2,000 or 3,000 words. If you actually get a really good grade in one of those assignments, maybe an A plus, that means that article is actually pretty good and it has the potential to be published in an academic journal. Well, of course, in terms of student assignment, the grade doesn't necessarily mean that your article can reach the academic level, but this is a good indication that you're doing something right on that particular topic or in that particular assignment. So that you should definitely ask your professor to provide more meaningful advice or like feedback. It's definitely easier said than done, but I think that would also be a good starting point as well. And the third source of publication is writing competition. In fact, one of my book chapter originates from an international writing competition. Google or whatever kinds of search engines you're using, type in the area of law you're interested in and try to look for any writing competition regarding that area. For example, for me, my first book chapter is about the outer space. I actually enrolled in an international writing competition regarding the outer space law, and I wrote an article in that area, and it was accepted by the relevant space agency, and they allowed me to publish their articles as one of the book chapters. That is also a very good way for you to actually publish an article. And also you can put that on your CV as well, because if you win the competition or you publish an article through a writing competition, that also tells a lot about your ability to write. Third step, after you have a good topic, after you know how you can publish an article by taking advantage of your assignments, thesis, dissertation, or a writing competition, then you need to know what kind of journals are you going to submit your article to. That's a very important question, because you don't want to submit to a random journal that no one actually reads. So there's some journals that are like too prestigious that they would not accept any student submission. So there are two possible ways you can do that. Firstly, you should just Google it. I think it's called Washington and Lee Law Journal Ranking. If you take a look at this and type in your areas of interest, like maybe contract law, administrative law, whatever law like you're thinking about, and also type in the kind of jurisdiction or countries that journal is located in, then you'll definitely find a lot of journals that you could potentially publish, and you can kind of know about the ranking. Although the ranking is not necessarily that accurate, potentially prioritize American law journals over European or Asian law journals. But I think it's a good starting point for you to actually locate the kind of journals that are suitable for your article to be published. And secondly, you may also look into Singaporean law ranking system. It is pretty authoritative in Asia Pacific region or in the academia in general, because they actually rate journal according to the following scale, like A star, A, B, C, etc. It may be a little bit more difficult for you to publish in an A star journal as a law student. You may look for some maybe A journal or B ranked journal. Also, before you start writing your article, you also want to look into those journals, because each journal has their own citation guidelines or styles. You gotta follow each journal's specific guidelines in order to submit your article to them, so that your article will go through the process smoothly. Because usually when you write law assignments, the teacher or the university will give you some kind of guidelines or scholar citation guides, etc. Like there's so many, so like APA, each journals usually has a very specific and unique guide or like style that you need to follow, so that you need to pay attention to that before starting to write your article, so that later on when you finish the article, you don't need to rearrange all the citation style, or like to rewrite, or the footnotes, etc. That would be so frustrating for you. So pay attention to the citation guideline before you write the article. The next tips is you also need to have a methodology in mind. As I told you before, there were like two articles I published before. One relates to the comparative analysis of the frustration doctrine. The other is about the juvenile drug offenders. I actually have the methodology for both articles. For example, for the comparative analysis of the frustration rule, it's clearly a comparative like approach to the legal question, so that I compare the jurisdiction between the German law, their legal position, and also the legal position in Hong Kong and in the UK, etc. And I compare those two jurisdictions and consider which one is better or which one is worse, or they're equally good for that area of law. Apart from the comparative approach, another approach is an evidence-based approach. For example, in my article on juvenile drug offenders, I actually read all the literature and even statistics or data showing that the fact that you imprison a juvenile offenders for more than 10 years does not actually impose any deterrent effect on other juvenile offenders. So this is more like an evidence of fact-based approach to prove that the current legal position is not sustainable or is not reasonable. So basically, I recommend you to take advantage of the same methods, use either a comparative analysis approach or an evidence-based approach. Those two are good starting points for beginners. Finally, it's the structure of your whole article. You need to have a very good structure for your dissertation or for your article in order for it to be published. When you read other people's journal articles, or when you do assignment, you need to do a lot of research on different kinds of articles. You often see people have a lot of headings throughout their articles to guide the reader to understand their logics or their thought process. This is very important. So I'm gonna show you like the first articles I actually published. It was actually a 15,000 word article on like contract law. I told you the frustration rule. You can see my table of content is pretty good, I would say. Like how it's a very structured approach, and you can see all the headings and subheadings, how I analyze each and every small part of the frustration doctrine, and how I actually compare those different approach in different jurisdictions and reach a conclusion at the end. Those are some of the tips you need to know in order to publish articles as a law student or during your law school. I think it's a very good approach for those who actually haven't gone through any official training on like article publication, or you haven't done any PhD whatsoever, because you need to know the fact that most legal journals, they actually welcome law students to submit their article. It's not about who submit that article, it's about whether you have a very high quality article. I think every one of you can do it if I can do it, because I was just like every one of you. I did probably even more poorly in my first year than most of you guys. Let me know if you think this video is helpful for you to write your article during this crazy period of time of coronavirus, so that you can focus on trying to turn your assignment into a scholarly piece. Let me know if you have any other questions as well regarding writing and publishing articles. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below if you like this video. And whether you want me to upload more regularly as well. Also vote on the community section of my YouTube channel to let me know what you want to watch next. Subscribe to my channel for more contents. I wish you all the best. Stay safe and healthy. Eat healthy. So I will see you guys very soon. Good luck and take care. Bye.